If you want to grow SPSP in your tank,
That's my advice to everybody who
what do you have to say?
I'm ready for this tank to get started.
Dude, I think we're all ready. Hello everyone, welcome back and thank you very much for joining me once again on a great episode. Finally, I can say we get to put the tank back on the stand now that we've finalized the 80-20 bar. I got the tank nice and level. If you remember, the main issue I had was anytime you put a big tank like this with all the weight, wooden flooring, under the wood there's a small piece of foam. Over time that'll settle. So the tank settled, I then had to remove it, but then I didn't add it back because I had to add the 80-20 bar, so I didn't want to have to be putting the tank on, moving it back. Good news is today we got that taken care of, so let's jump right into it. I triple checked the level. I'm happy with the leveling. So now it is time to move the tank. So we're just gonna wait for a few people to arrive to help me obviously lift this massive beast onto here. But we can finally set it where it's gonna rest for quite a few years. Hopefully it all goes as planned. One thing I will recommend you guys do is anytime you're installing at least a big tank, something that's not easy to move, it really won't matter if it's a tank smaller than 30, 40 gallons. But when you start getting over 100 gallons, you're pretty much never gonna move the tank again, at least not easily. So I recommend you replacing the power socket behind the tank, because if that thing starts to fail over time or it's too loose, it's going to be very hard to do it later. And for being under $5, it's something that can be easily done and I think well worth it. This will also be proof to see who dropped it. So let's have lots of water drops. Look, I was still holding on to it. Yeah, I'll tell water boys, look, I didn't drop it. Somebody else dropped it. Now, if I told you guys I wasn't a little bit afraid or a little bit worried about damaging this thing, I'd be lying to you. Anytime I think we're lifting such a big tank, such a big piece of glass, it can be pretty fragile. It can be pretty scary. Good thing is, you guys can see here, I actually ordered these suction cups you're seeing here off Amazon. Each suction cup not only is doubled, but each one will do 200 pounds. 4 of these suction cups you're witnessing could lift a total of 800 pounds. The fact that they're redundant puts me a little bit more at ease. Even though I do trust these suction cups, I did notify everyone to use one hand on the suction cup and one hand under the tank itself. For any reason they slip, you at least have a backup. Good news is, I removed this tank a few times before, never once had them slip, so I can honestly tell you guys I totally trust these. If you're moving a tank or even just to have, I'm going to have a link in the description to these suction cups for you guys to check out, because I really recommend them, especially when you're moving something so big as far as a reef tank. If there's any piece of advice I can give you guys when moving such a big tank is get as many people as you can. I want to give a big shout out to A to Z Corals. You can see here almost tripped, but he did good, as well as Reef Club Design. Both these guys, you can find them on Instagram. Great pages, especially A to Z Corals. He's a coral vendor. If you guys are looking for some really nice corals, be sure to check him out. But yeah, my biggest recommendation is get 4 people, or get, as in my case, 4 people, but if you have a bigger tank, more people the better. But just make sure you have enough. Don't try moving a tank, by yourself. You feel you're going to be bugging people or anything. It's better to be safe than sorry, because if you do happen to crack such a beautiful tank, it's not going to be a good day. Luckily, these guys were actually really patient with me. My OCD, you can see it here. We're trying our best to get it perfectly aligned. Reef Club Design was helping me here. We got a level to make sure everything's nice and flush, because again, if you have OCD like myself, trust me, it bugged me to the point where I'd probably tear it back down just to make sure it perfectly settled on the stand. Good news is we got it exactly where I wanted to, and really guys, the next thing was to put some water and test this thing for any leaks. Wasn't too difficult with a few help from some local reefers, and we got it ready to go. Now time to leak test this beast. Now generally you really don't have to leak test them. What I like to look for on tanks, here you can kind of clearly see the black seam throughout the perimeter of the tank. As long as I could see a solid black seam like I saw here, I generally am pretty confident with it. But if I could be totally honest with you guys, the main reason I was actually doing the leak test, if you will, is I wanted the tank to fully settle yet again, because once you add rock, once you add sand, you're going to notice that the tank itself is going to seat even more, not only on the foam under the tank, but also depending on what type of flooring you have, it may settle yet again. So it was very important for me to get the full weight of the water inside the tank, leave it there for 1 to 2 days, so I could make sure that if the tank is going to settle, it settles now where it could easily be adjusted, because once everything things in there, you try to level this thing, good luck. You're not going to have much luck doing that.
A few moments later.
It's been a total of 2 days. It's been holding water without any problem whatsoever. Not only that, it is nice and leveled still on all three sides, being the right, left, and the front. So I'm happy with it. And more importantly, I did this to make sure it held water, and it's passed that test. Instead of just letting gravity do its thing, I put a pump so it would happen a little bit quicker. We have it plugged into our drain, and then from here we're actually gonna have it drain into the pool. The pool is actually in need of water, so instead of dumping that water to nowhere down the drain, that's the beauty of having this hose. You can take it out, have it run directly to the pool. It's Black Friday today. I figured what better day to come shopping for a fish here at the LFS. So we're at Fish Frenzy. Let's see what we can pick up today. There's a really nice setup here. I'll tell you that. Wow. It looks like it's all been done with Carib Sea arches, just like myself actually, now that I look at it. Actually, they're individual islands with the arches. Very nice scape for sure. So they picked up some really nice fish. Look at that beautiful purple thing. My God, blue tang, fox faces. I'm really considering a fox face, but I'm kind of after the one with the black dot in the back. Ooh, I may have to get myself a yellow eye today. I want to make sure that now that I'm starting to stock the tank, I stock it with fish that aren't very aggressive. I want to put the aggressive ones in at the end. So I'm planning to start off with the blue tang and a cold tang, specifically a yellow eye or yellow eye with white tail. Hopefully they got some of those in today. There's a beautiful specimen here on the yellow tang. I'd highly recommend you guys try your best to hurry up and pick yourself up a yellow tang, because prices are skyrocketing now that they're no longer able to export them out of Hawaii. Of course, there's going to be some captive bred options, but before those prices stop dropping, it's going to take some time. So I'd probably recommend you head over this weekend or next weekend, try to pick yourself up a yellow tang, because again, the prices are drastically starting to climb. So for the blue tang, I have a few options. I can either do the yellow belly. That one, it's still a little bit young. You can't really tell it's a yellow belly. But if you look at the picture here, this is what they look like once they get a little bit older. Or just go with the standard blue one. Actually, no, that also looks like it's a yellow belly as well. Generally, you can see it has like a lighter, kind of like, it looks like a stripe when they're younger, and it ends up getting a lot more yellower over time. I have a good selection of clown. That's one thing I like here. They always have a great selection of clownfish, designer stuff, bread and butter, ocellaris. See, there's another fox face there, but again, I'm looking for one with the black dot. I think it's called a single spot. I'm really digging these Da Vinci's, I want to say they are. Really nice specimen right here. One thing I always look for in a clownfish is it has really defined lines where the colors are transferring, in this case from orange to white to black. I really like to see a lot of definition in it. And this one is actually not that bad. Now these are beautiful. Too bad they're not really reef safe, but they're absolutely beautiful. I will be doing a selfin. Actually, I could do a selfin now, but I want something smaller. Actually, that one's really not a bad size, but I want to start pretty small with most of my fish, at least the best I can. There's another guy back there. Oh, they have some really nice pieces here. Look at that octo. That's a super nice elegance right there. They actually have a really good selection here for Black Friday. Yeah, too bad I can't buy anything. I probably would have picked some stuff up actually. I'd probably get some of their branching Dunkins. They have, I've seen the Mother Colony. I saw it before. I think they have it out back. That's not for sale, or else I would for sure buy that. That's also not for sale. I really like this frog right here. Both of these are actually really nice. Or octo, whatever you want to call them. And another one I just thought about, a cleaner wrasse wouldn't be a bad addition. And I could totally add that one already. That one's a very nice size too.
A few moments later.
Looks like the rest of the stuff for the quarantine arrived, starting here with the copper. We got some copper power. We also got some of these little disposable sample cups. This is what I'll be using to make the medicated food with General Cure, as well as, you know, put copper in here so then I can dose from here, or whatever, really whatever I need them for. And then we have an actual light. Oh yeah, I forgot I ordered this. We have the ammonia alert. Oh, these are syringes to dose the copper. And then lastly, for the water changes, I have a siphon, because as you guys know, anytime you're doing a quarantine tank, you don't want to mix your main equipment with your equipment that's used in your display. Why? Because this bad boy here, you don't want to contaminate your main display. Trust me, I know you guys want to see what fish I got, right? We're actually going to have to sneak up on him because he's still quite shy. And if we're lucky, yep, there he is right there. I'll zoom in, because once I show up, he's not gonna come out. You could see him. There he is. Look at him. Beautiful specimen too. He's getting a lot more comfortable. He hasn't eaten. He's been in there for, what is it, 2 days now. Hasn't eaten yet. I've been prepping him some foods, but he's getting a lot more comfortable. Luckily, I got him. He was really fat, so I'm not worried about him not eating for a few days. But yeah, it's going to be very difficult to see him. If you guys don't know what type of fish that is, it is a yellow eye coal tang. I've really come to love those fish. There he is. Look at him. Beautiful. I'm going to try my best to get him to come out. Look at him. The fins are beautiful, the pattern's beautiful. Honestly, I could not have asked for a nicer looking fish. Like I said, he's getting a little bit more bold coming out. Ever since I put that PVC in there, he's been hiding in there, which is okay. You know, when they're hiding, they feel comfortable. You know, they feel they can get away from danger. You can see the mom and the dad. The mom's actually pregnant again. I just saw them mating today. Yes, yeah, she's for sure pregnant. Yeah, these mollies, my God. If only they were worth more money, I could probably make a business out of this. But yeah, they're not worth much anything at all. But yeah, there's a ton of babies. Believe it or not, I'm planning to keep 1 or 2 of those in my main display. Just, you know, so people are like, what are those freshwater fish? You know, it'll be something to talk about. But there is the bristletooth. I don't want to scare it too much. I can get it to come out, but that's just going to stress it out. And I don't think we need that. You can kind of see it right there, but it's a little bit difficult. The quarantine is going to start on this tank next week. Right now there's no copper in there. We're going to slowly start increasing the copper to get to full strength. We're going to take about 6 days to get to full strength, so we're going to go very slow with it. We don't want to stress out the fish. One important thing that I've learned, when you are quarantining, you want to make sure the fish are eating before you start that. You know, it does you no good to start the treatment. You can't get the fish to eat. As it is, medication is stressful. And then you don't want to add another level of stress by not having the fish eat. So it's very important you get them to eat before you do start medicating. That's just going to put you in a lot better off scenario. At least that's what I've read. So guess what? That's exactly what we're going to be doing. So guys, that's going to be it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Trust me, you guys have no idea how happy I am to finally have the tank up on the stand, have the 80/20. We leak tested it. Everything's good to go. Next week, you guys do not want to miss next week's video. We're going to be adding sand, we're going to be adding rock, and hopefully we have enough time to start adding actual salt water into the aquarium. So guys, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, you know exactly where to leave those. If you like this video, if you're enjoying it, please give me a thumbs up. If you aren't subscribed to my channel and you like what you've seen, please be sure to subscribe. Also remember guys, hit that notification bell so you get alerted as soon as a new video comes up, because we got a lot of stuff on the way. So I thank each and every one of you very much for watching. As always, happy reefing.